Hi you guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new, if you're not new, hey girl, welcome back. So today we're doing something really different and really dramatic. I hope you guys are comfortable. I hope you got a snack because we're about to get into some things, okay? So the first thing that we did, I took the Huda Beauty setting powder. I think the shade is Kunufa. I don't even know, y'all, but y'all know. I prepped her brows with that first, and then I went in with my NYX Brow Pencil in the shade Brunette, and I just outlined the bottom and top of her brow, and then I filled it in. So for this look, I did do like a high, excuse me. So for this look, I did a high arch brow because I already knew, well, yeah. So I knew I was going to do something like dramatic and like, you know, very on brand for fall. It's September now. Fall is 5 minutes away and I'm ready, okay? So I know I was doing like a really bold look, so I wanted the brows to be bold. Yeah, you're gonna see a lot of heavy influence from like the UK makeup artist in this look. This look was really different for me, but I had a lot of fun creating it. So once I fill her eyebrows in with the pencil, I go into my Juvia's Place. I go into a Juvia's Place eyeshadow palette and just pull a dark brown. And I'm using a BH Cosmetics eyebrow brush to just lightly fill in the areas where I can still kind of see her skin. I'm going to take my Born This Way concealer in the shade Butterscotch, and I'm going to use my Shop Miss A brush in E113, and I'm going to use those two things together to conceal the bottom and the top of her eyebrow. My Born This Way concealer in the shade Cookie, and I'm gonna use that underneath well, I'm gonna use it on her brow bone where her eyebrow arches. That's why I left that area kind of blank, because I was gonna go in with a lighter concealer, just because I really do like a highlighted brow bone. This step is completely optional and it's really not necessary all the time, but yeah, I just did it. I am new to using the Born This Way concealer. I think I purchased them maybe a month ago or 2 months ago. I recently started using them on the eyebrows, and while I really do love the formula, I just feel like it never really dries down, you know? So it's just like not ideal for most eyeshadow looks. I'm finding an issue with it. I don't know. I'm gonna try to keep playing with it because I really love the formula. I love how it just glides on. I love that it's not as matte as the Tarte, but it's just like she doesn't dry. So maybe I should set it with a powder first. before moving on to my eyeshadow. Like, I don't know, y'all, but yeah, that was enough of my TED Talk. So I'm sorry. Now I'm going into my eyeshadow palette from my brand, and I'm going into the shade Champ. And Champ is like if Sketch and I'm Into It by MAC had a baby, that would be Champ. Like, I'm so proud of this eyeshadow shade, and I use this color a lot for a lot of looks. It's like a plum. That's the best way to describe the color. It's like a plum. So yeah, I'm just taking this fluffy eyeshadow brush from Morphe, and I'm stamping it into the crease area, and I'm bringing it up just slightly above the crease. So now I'm going into Rumors, and I will dip a little bit into PTA. That's my dog's toy. Oh, but yeah, I'm just going to take that brush, and I'm going to use that to tap it on top of the first color that we used. And I'm going to blend that color in a downward motion, counterclockwise. So my brush is going downwards instead of upwards. Once I lay that second color down, I go into Collegiate, and I put that in between my colors. So this is like a bridge between the two colors. And I'm using a Morphe M441 brush to do this. Once I have that color down, I go back into Champ and with the same brush, and I'm just going to stamp that on really, really dark so that it's just there, like dark. Like, I really wanted it to be not too dark, but I wanted it to be pretty prominent there. Then I'm going to go into Schoolboy, which is a bright orange shade, and I'm going to pop that in the inner corner and a little bit on the outer corner above the hot pink. And then I'm just going back into that fuchsia shade and just blending things together. To be honest, child, like, this was a freestyle look. So this was my trial eye. I was just going along with it and seeing what was going to happen. So I'm going to do the same exact thing to the other eye now. It's going to look a little bit different because the first eye was my trial eye. So now that I kind of have more of an idea of what I'm doing, it's just going to look a little different because that's just what happens. So I'm going in with Rumors and a little bit of PTA. Once I have that down, I go in with my Morphe M441 brush into Collegiate, and I'm going to stamp that in between my two eyeshadows. Then I go into Schoolboy, and I pop that right above the inner corner and also on the outside of the eye. Once I have both eyes done, I'm going to dip into some Vaseline, take a Q-tip, carve out my cut crease, try to wipe away all of that Vaseline before I go in with my base to cut my crease. Sometimes I do the Vaseline trick, sometimes I don't. But I do find that the eyeshadow lays a lot better with the blank canvas when you are starting with a blank canvas. So I just find that it works better on bare skin, and that is P. Louise's directions on how to use the product, and it's her product. So once I cleaned away that area of the lid, I just go in with my Acid Rain and blank canvas, and I just cut my crease. Once I have my crease cut, I'm going to go in and remove all of the extra base on the eye. You want to tap off any extra base on the eye so that your shadows can go on nice and smooth and it won't be too much of a product buildup. Now I'm going to go in with a BH Cosmetics brush and I'm going to pick up Champ and stamp that in the outer corner and just slowly start to bring that in. When you do this step, you want to make sure that you're always working inward instead of outward, because you'll take that base and drag it out to your eyeshadow and it'll just become a little bit of a muddy mess. So on top of Champ, I'm going back in with that fuchsia shade and I'm just going to blend those two colors together. And again, I'm blending inward instead of outward. Now I'm going to go in with another BH Cosmetics brush. And I'm just going to use, I'm so mad I didn't show this color on camera, but obviously it's a green eyeshadow. It's one of the pressed pigments from out of my palette. And if you didn't know, green is my favorite color. So this is what the shadow looks like. It is slightly duochrome, as you can see on the brush. So I'm going to stamp that into the center of the eyelid. I have not wet my brush or anything. This is just a shadow going on the eye dry. To get into that small area that other brush couldn't fit in, I'm taking a small concealer brush. This is by Makeup by Ja. This is one of her concealer brushes, and I'm just taking that and a little bit of the NYX Glitter Glue. I mixed that with my eyeshadow, and I'm going to use that to fill in the rest of my cut crease. So we are doing a halo eye, so I'm going to take that same shade in Champ and I'm going to stamp that into the inner corner of the eye. You guys, I haven't done a halo eye in years. It's not something that I like really do a lot. I don't even know how I got here. Like, I don't know how I got here, but I'm stamping those same two colors that we use in the crease and we use on the outer corner on the inside of the eye to create our halo effect. All of the brushes used will be down below, but as you can see, most of my brushes are BH Cosmetics, and then I also use the MORPHE eyeshadow brushes. I'm just going to clean up the fallout from underneath her eye. It is very minimal fallout, and we use dark colors and metallics. I got to toot my own horn. I got to toot my palette's horn. But no, I'm going to just clean up around underneath her eye. I don't know why I did that. At this point, I just wanted to have a clean canvas. I don't know. I thought it was going to help me see the eye better, and I'm just cleaning up the edge. Somehow, this ended up being like a dramatic like sharp edge on the outer corner. Yeah. I'm taking a little bit of that same P. Louise base that we used to cut the crease, and I'm just going to put it in her inner corner because I'm going to put that same green color in her inner corner. So I took a little bit of that same NYX Glitter Glue, which I will show later on in the video if you don't know what it looks like. And I'm just going to stamp my shadow right on top of that. And it's a nice effect. I like it. It's like an oil slick type of look, right? Now I'm going in with another BH Cosmetic brush that I freaking love. Like, I have so many of these little brushes. I hope they're still available on the website. And I'm just going back in with Champ, and I'm just defining my crease some more. And then after I go in with Champ to define my crease more, I'll go back in with the fuchsia color and the orange color to do the same. Like I said, I was just like, I was just going with it and just seeing what I could create. So yeah, and we're gonna do the same thing to the other side. I hope you guys are still with me. I know this is like really different from what I would typically do, but I've just been feeling really inspired, and fall is my favorite season. So I'm just really excited to push out these fall inspired looks, and I hope that I inspire you to create and step outside of your box and just be super creative this fall. Okay, with my palette. With my palette from Glow Up Academy. Make sure you get your palette. But no, I am on the other eye now, and I'm just cutting the crease, y'all. Like, I feel like if you're not new to my channel, you've seen me cut the crease many times for the past 2 years. So there are a few things about this look that I would have done differently and changed, but I guess as I do looks like this more and practice more, it'll like come out better. But for a first time, I think I did pretty good. I'm really hard on myself when it comes to like my makeup looks. So yeah, don't mind me. Body smoking like a cigarette. Oh, baby, I can smoke it all. Say now you I want to see when I wake up in the morning. Say now you I want to feel anywhere that I be going. Baby, make you ginger me, and I go ginger you. I know that you're feeling me, and I be feeling you. Oh, baby, make you ginger me, and I go ginger you. I know that you're doing the same exact thing that we did on the right eye, just tapping away that extra product on the lid because we don't want no issues when we go to blend our shadows out. And I do believe on this eye, I didn't tap away enough of the product, and I'll show you what I mean as we get further along in this eye. But yeah. No, they do me, she get you want to come on fair. Now you I want to body smoking like a cigarette. Oh, baby, I can smoke it all. Say now you I want to see when I wake up in the morning. Say now you I want to feel anywhere that I be going. Baby, make you ginger me, and I go ginger you. I know that you're feeling me, and I be feeling you. Oh, baby, make you ginger me, and I go ginger you. I know that you're feeling me, and I be feeling you. Alright, so this is the NYX Glitter Glue that I was telling you guys about, and I'm going in with that really flat concealer brush, and I just put a little bit of that glitter glue on my hand, took my brush, dipped it into the shadow, and just mixed it together on my hand. Of course, you could do this on a palette as well, but I do feel like your hand is going to warm the product up faster and better so that you can get a smooth application. I do feel like the cut crease on this eye was a little bit sharper, and I could have went to the other eye to like sharpen it up more, but child, listen. Okay. Again, just doing the same 2 steps. We're bringing those 2 colors in that we use on the crease, and we're just bringing it in on the lid from the outer corner and the inner corner to create our halo eye effect. And if you want to recreate this look on yourself or on a client or model and you don't want it to be as dramatic, you would just do a traditional rounded out cut crease. And this is what I was talking about, where I didn't remove that extra base from the inner corner. It creates an issue when you're trying to apply your eyeshadow. I mean, it won't make or break you. You can still work with it, but it's just something to keep in mind. I just feel like these colors look so good together on the lid. Like, I don't know, like it was just doing something to me. Like that champ, it's just chef's kiss. Okay, y'all, and the right eye looks a little bit more vibrant because I'm sorry, the left eye looks a little bit more vibrant because the right side, like I had did some things that I just had to walk away from. Like I went up too high, I added more concealer, like there was a lot going on. So yeah, in case anybody was wondering, I'm just taking a little bit more of that green eyeshadow. I did spray my brush with the Morphe continuous spray, and I popped that in the center just so that it could have a little bit more vibrance. And all I'm doing here is just making sure that the shadows on the lid are nice and blended. I'm just lightly feathering with whatever is left on the brush into the green. And this is what it's looking like so far. The lighting does change a few times throughout the video. Bear with me. But yeah, this is what it's looking like so far. What do you guys think? I hope y'all don't hate it. What if y'all drag me in the comments for this look? Don't drag me. Don't do that to me. Alright, so we cleaned the face off, and now we finna get into the base. So, I am taking the same Born This Way concealer in the shade Butterscotch. I am lining up her eye, so you get that sharp line in the outer corner, which is not for every look, but since this look was like really dramatic, I'm like, girl, why not? So, did that. Probably could have did without it though, but I mean, we here now. So yeah, I'm gonna take this shade and I'm gonna apply this in her under eye area and a little bit on the beginning of her cheek. I'm going to bring that concealer all the way out to her temples. We already had it above her eyebrow because this is the same shade that we used to conceal her brows. It is coming out to look a little bit lighter on camera, just from the lighting. But yeah, Butterscotch isn't that much lighter than her skin tone, maybe about 2 shades lighter, 2 to 3 shades lighter, your typical concealer shade. Once I have that on, I'm going to go in with foundation on the bottom half of her face, and I'm using the NARS Radiance foundation in the shade MACAO. And I'm just taking an e.l.f. concealer brush and smoothing that, smearing it painting it, slapping it on her skin. And I'm going to also bring that in on her forehead as well. Now I'm taking the Born This Way concealer in the shade Toffee. As you can see, I left a blank space on her cheek where her contour and bronzer would go. So I'm going to put Toffee on her cheek right underneath her contour so that we have something to blend into the contour, so it's not just going dramatically from light to dark. We have our in-between shade there. And we are going for a dramatic contour because this look is super dramatic. So I'm going in with my Black Opal foundation my Black Opal foundation stick in the shade Ebony, I believe. And I'm just going to take the Morphe Continuous Spray and let that sit and blend. I did blend out the right side of her face off camera, so here is some cell phone footage of what it gave. And this is what she's looking like so far. So we're going to blend out the other side of her face. Yes, drastic lighting change. We're going to blend out the other side of her face. I'm starting with the cheeks first. I blend out the cheeks and the outer portions of her forehead. And then I go into my foundation brush to blend out the foundation and just the bottom half of her face, as well as the top half where we put the foundation on her forehead. I'm going to take my Real Techniques setting brush that I used to blend out concealer, and I'm going to blend the concealer out underneath the eyes and above the brow. Like I said, with this Born This Way concealer, it's almost like it just doesn't dry. So I just felt like throughout the video, like her face just looked wet. Like when I was doing her makeup, I'm just like, yo, like her face is just like zooey. It was giving zooey, you know? I'm not mad at a zoo. I'm not mad at a little dewy face, but yeah, I was just like, I like it, but like, I don't know about the longevity, you know? But anyway, I took a little bit more of Toffee and applied that to her cheeks because I needed a little bit more of a bronze moment going on with her cheeks. Now I'm going to take my Shot Miss A Black Beauty Blender, and I'm going to go directly in with the sponge, and I'm using the Born This Way concealer in the shade Cookie. And this is going to only go in the inner portion of her under eye just to provide more of a highlighted look. Then I'm going in with the Sacha Buttercup setting powder, and I'm going to set her eye and also bake underneath her eyes as well. I also placed powder down the bridge of her nose, the center of her forehead, eyebrows, and chin. Now I'm going with my Juvia's Place Zulu palette, and I'm going to use that brown in the palette to bronze her cheeks. I also use this color on her forehead and on her jawline as well. Now I'm going to go into the Juvia's Place bronze palette in dark, and I'm going to use that top color to contour. Don't judge how it looks. That's P. Louise base on the outside. That's just like dried up in there permanently. And now I'm going to go into my Sephora Pro face palette, and I'm going to use the shade Queen as a blush. I'm going to go into my Glow Up Academy glitter adhesive, and I'm going to apply that to the center of her eye because we're going to add a little bit of glitter. I wasn't planning on adding glitter, but like we're going to add a little bit of glitter, you know? I'm going to go in with my shade Daphne Blake. Shout out to Scooby-Doo. And this is a duochrome glitter, chunky glitter, so it looks purple, but it reflects this like beautiful green and orange too. So it's purple with orange and green reflex. Where y'all seen a duochrome glitter from? Pigment, shadow, but glitter? Come on now, Globe Academy. Glitters are currently on sale for $2. You better get you some. The glitters are on sale for $2 and the palette is on sale for $40. So this is what it's given, and I use my glitter applicator to apply the glitter. Going into the Derma Blend translucent powder, and I'm going to bake underneath her eyes with that. I do this when I want like more of a brighter highlight, and I really like the Derma Blend powder because you don't get any flashback with this. You can use this on darker skin as well, or you can use the RCMA No Color powder. We're gonna pop some lashes on. These lashes are very dramatic, but they're like in between dramatic because they're not too thick and they're not too long, but it's like just enough. So now I'm gonna go into another Juvia's Place palette. I believe this is the Warrior 2, and I'm gonna use that first shade to contour her nose. The brush that I'm using again is from Shop Miss A. Now I'm going back in with another Acid Rain base from Louise, and I'm using, it's like a lilac shade. I'm gonna put that in her inner corner because if y'all know me, y'all know I love me a pop of color in a waterline, child. Like, have that in her waterline. I'm going to take my same Real Techniques brush that we use to apply the concealer, and I'm going to just tap the rest of that powder into her skin. And we're going to smoke out the bottom lash line. I'm going to go in with Champ in the outer corner. Look how pigmented she is. Don't sleep on the Varsity palette. Then I'm going to go into this beautiful, smooth, creamy, pigmented purple. And when you put this purple on, it stays purple. One thing I hate about a lot of purple eyeshadows, like when you go to blend the purple, like it changes into something else, you know? Like it's a darker purple than what you picked up. No, this purple gives what she gives, like, you know? Anyway, I'm tapping that purple in the center, and then the very last color that I'm going to do is Valedictorian, which is a light pastel. It's a lilac, very similar to the color we put on her waterline. I could have just went with one color underneath her eye, but y'all know I love an ombre moment. Like, I just can't help myself. Doing a very thin black line on the lash line. Oh, somewhere along the lines, I did line her lip with the same black Opal cream stick foundation. I lined her lips with that. For highlight, we're going to go into the same Sephora Pro palette, and I'm going to use Beverly Hills to lightly highlight her cheeks. Into Globe Academy's Gloss and Class Act. This lip gloss is not yet released. Class Act is the perfect nude for all skin tones. I'm obsessed with this nude. I've been using this nude on my clients for over half the year, and like everybody loves it. Like my clients literally, like, they buy it off of me. It will be on the site soon. I'm taking my MAC MSF powder in the shade Dark, and I'm using that to set all over her face. Then I'm going to spray her down. I'm using the NYE Final Seal spray. I did turn the light down on my camera so we can get a little bit of low light action. You guys can see what that glitter is giving. And you know, you can turn the light down on your camera so that it's less exposure. So that's all I did, y'all. And this is the completed look. Oh, it's something so different for me and for my channel. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and I hope that you was able to take something away from it and that you feel inspired for this fall season. I love you guys so much. I really enjoy creating this look for you guys. Be sure to shop Glow Up Academy, which is my brand, my baby. The glitters are on sale for $2. The palette that you need, girl. This is an all year round palette. The palette is on sale for $40. You get 36 eyeshadows, mattes, metallics, pressed pigments, duochrome shadows. What more can you ask for? But yeah, this is the look. And I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I will catch you guys in the next tutorial. Bye.